Hello, cookbook friends, and welcome. Today, we are going to talk about all of these different cookbooks that I got from the library. Some cookbooks I actually own, and I'm excited to go over them again with you. I haven't gone through some of these in a bit. So I'm posting a question over here in our chat. So if you feel comfortable enough to come and chat with me, I'd love that. What is one of your favorite cookbooks that you use? I'm really excited to hear about it. I actually didn't bring the one that I use all the time, and I really should have. I don't know why I didn't think about it. The cookbook that I use the most often is Jet Tila's 101 dishes you need to cook before you die. It is one of my favorites. Anyway, so if you are interested in any of these cookbooks that I do bring up here and you are watching over on YouTube or on Facebook, make sure to join us on Amazon Live. So that is on amazon.com/live/cookbook divas. You will find a carousel here that will showcase all of the different books that I'm actually reviewing here, and it'll be very helpful, and you can click through and see if there's anything you do actually like. So first and foremost, the first thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, the text. So I use my Elgato face cam, which is right here if you're watching over here. And then I use these two ring lights to light me up, which is great. They have different color changing features, which is really helpful. If you do want to do any live streaming yourself, I highly recommend these because you can just live stream with a cool light and a phone. It's really nice. You don't need all of this tech gear. And lastly, before we go into cookbooks, is my Blue Yeti. I'll pick it up carefully so you don't go deaf. Oh, I just like slammed it down. Anyway, so my Blue Yeti mic is really great. We use it for live streaming, podcasts, that sort of thing. So if you are somebody that is looking for some tech stuff and you want to elevate all of your stuff or upgrade, I highly recommend these. They're very helpful. Okay, so now we're getting into cookbooks. That is why you're here. So the first one I want to showcase is one that I actually own, and it's super geeky. I'm just waiting for people to kind of show up. It is the Video Game Chef Cookbook. It is really cute. So if you are a video game fan, this might be totally up your alley, or it's not. You might be like, what is happening right now in Cookbook Divas? So this is 20% off, 2008. This is actually a really good gift option. So if you have any friends or family that love cooking and they love video games, it's a really awesome combination. So I'm just going to flip through it super fast. And I'll show you the table of contents because I love how they've laid this out. I'm a super video game nerd, so all of these are really applicable to me. So we have everything is done by year. So we start with video games that came out in the 80s and the 90s, and then we go to the early 2000s, 2010 to 2015, and then to present day. So if you do have video games that you love today, like Elden Ring, that is in here. Of course, this will get dated eventually because, present day will move into the past. So let's move and look at some of the 80s and 90s dishes. You're going to find some video game classics in here. So the mushrooms from Super Mario Brothers, of course. So here we have a tiny modification. So if you have dietary restrictions, sometimes they have alternative ingredients to use. Here are our ingredients and then our instructions, and then where this dish actually comes from, Super Mario, and then the difficulty. Apparently, this is an expert level dish. This is what it looks like. These are all illustrations, by the way. So they don't have food photography, but allegedly your dishes should look like this. So another example would be we have a grog. So I remember The Secret of Monkey Island from way back in the day. It's been a long time. So here's grog. There's even little hints throughout the cookbook to make it easier on yourself. So if you want to make ahead, how to store things, maybe there's different spices that you can actually blend yourself. So this is a pretty handy cookbook, and it's super geeky. Hello, Carrie. Good morning. Nice of you to tune in to my cookbook live stream today. And those of you that are watching, it would be awesome if you did leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. And because I am curious to know what kind of cookbooks you guys have been looking through lately. Here is Yoshi's Cookies. So we're still in the 90s right now. These are adorable. So this is actually an expert level dish, but this is what the cookies should look like. Moving on to a few more dishes here. We do have more than sweet dishes. So we have Jurassic Pork Soup from Chrono Trigger, another classic game. Again, I'm going to be super geeking out right now until people start showing up. Diablo, here's a mana potion that you can make for yourself. It's a drink. This, ooh. So yes, I know it's all illustrated, but this is definitely pretty close to what the dishes should look like. This is called the Today Special from my favorite game in the entire world, Final Fantasy VII. I love it. And you have Cloud's sword right there. Okay, let's look at some newer games. This is from Cooking Mama, which was a huge sensation back in, oh God, oh, I'm aging myself like 10 years ago. Anyway, so here's the spaghetti Neapolitan. You can actually make it. I know there's a ton of recipes on Cooking Mama that I was like, why can't I make these in real life? Here we have the cream-filled cake from BioShock, and then a few other ones, and then we'll move on to some other ones. We have the Pimentaco. Borderlands is going to have a movie soon, so keep the taco in mind. And then here, last dish I'll show. Actually, I'll show one more modern dish. This is the apricot tartlet. This is from 2012. This is the Dishonored series. Here's a more new video, Here's a newer video game, Red Dead Redemption 2, Pearson Stew. So you can see there's savory recipes in here, there's sweet recipes, there's easy ones, difficult ones, and it's all labeled in there. It's really easy. This would be a great gift for even a college kid who loves video games and cooking, or, you know, or people like me who's a total dork and also loves cooking. So this is a video game chef. This is really fun. There's over 75 recipes in here, and it's really, really awesome. Bad puns. Did I make a bad pun? I didn't mean to. It just happens now. I don't even know it's a pun anymore. Anyway, oh, did I not post? I did not post that. Okay, so the next thing I want to share is one that Carrie and I are kind of doing a deep dive on. It is Milk Street's Tuesday Night Mediterranean. Let me grab it. I was silly and I left it on the floor like a professional. Anyway, here we have this cookbook by Christopher Kimball. I highly recommend Milk Street if you are somebody. It's for all levels of cooking, but honestly, like, I think this is a great way to begin, like, starting your cooking journey. Like, if you're just somebody that gets takeout a lot of the time, which honestly, like, I tend to get takeout, and you're just like, I want to be able to make these things at home, save a few bucks. Like, these cookbooks are amazing. Lots of these dishes are just so phenomenal, but really approachable, like just shockingly so. So this is how this cookbook is laid out. We have chapters that are fast, faster, fastest, which means everything is going to be super quick. So some recipes are under 30 minutes, some are around 30 minutes, and then some's under an hour. Then we have other chapters here: salad and suppers, a vegetarian chapter, soups and supper soups. Sorry. And then flat and folded. Not to say there aren't vegetarian dishes kind of throughout this book in the faster sections, but if you're just looking for strictly vegetarian, it's really easy to find. Let's begin. We have the Provençal braised chicken, and it is on sale today. It is 43% off, $19.99. It's got a ton of recipes in here. I have thoroughly looked through this cookbook, and yes, there's a lot of really awesome dishes in here, a lot of variety. So here we have a list of ingredients. Most of these ingredients you can find anywhere, and if there's a blend that you're unsure of, you can find it, or you can make it yourself pretty easily with some staple spices that we all have in our cabinets. Here we have a small description of where this this recipe is from. So it's a Mediterranean cookbook, so it talks about where in the Mediterranean. And then here we have steps. Very, very simple. Here we have a beef and rice meatballs with lemon olive oil sauce. In fact, I would like to make this soon because I have literally everything for it, and it looks amazing. I'm so hungry already. I don't know why. We have pan roasted chicken and summer vegetables with herbes de Provence or Provence. Here's me trying to be French. It's not working. Here we have a Greek chicken and potato tray bake. This would be super easy to make at home on a weekday. You can prep it and throw it in the oven. It's a one tray sort of dish. So this is in the fast section, which means it's going to take under an hour. Here we have a shrimp and ozu orange and oregano dish, which sounds really good. I've never had that before. In the faster section, we have a bolognese style chicken cutlet dish. You can make this in under 30 minutes or around 30 minutes. It's a red wine risotto with beans and capicola. Isn't that crazy? You can make that in around 30 minutes. Whole wheat pasta with walnut sauce and Swiss chard. I like every single recipe does have a big photo alongside, so it's really easy to be able to kind of check yourself and see, oh, does my dish look like that? So that's fun. This is a pappardelle with basil, anchovies, and toasted breadcrumbs. Let's move on to the fastest, which is 30 minutes or less. Here's some things you can make. Fettuccine with olives and arugula. You can make that super fast and even have leftovers for future meals. We have spiced tahini sea bass with cilantro and pistachios. I mean, that sounds very elegant, and you can have that in 30 minutes or less. Some hearty vegetarian dishes. We have a roasted butternut squash with chickpeas, herbs, and tahini. Yum. It looks so good. Barley risotto, quote, with mushrooms, kale, and gorgonzola. Honestly, this sounds really good. I don't know if I can have barley, but I would have to find a substitute because it sounds really tasty. Greek-style braised chickpeas with tomatoes and orange. Moving forward to some of these stews, there's actually a lot of vegetarian dishes in here. Like I have to keep flipping through and trying to find the next chapter. Here we go. A Sardinian herb soup with frigola and white beans. Delicious. And then here we have a Spanish chorizo, ham, and white bean stew. And the last dish that I'm going to present to you today is within our flat and folded, so sandwiches, pizzas, that sort of thing. So we have a panini with mortadella, provolone, and broccoli rabe. So this is a really, really good cookbook. No desserts, by the way. I know, it's sad. I love desserts too. So these are all just savory, delicious meals that you can make on weekend, like lazy weekends, weekday meals, or if you're just trying to throw something together. So this is Milk Street's Tuesday Night Mediterranean. Highly recommend it if you do love Mediterranean food. All right, so the next dish, I wish. The next thing I want to present to you is Code Noir. This is Caribbean food, Afro-Caribbean stories and recipes. This is a cool cookbook. So I went to the Caribbean when I was like 10. And of course, being a 10-year-old, I just super picky, right? And I'm really sad because now that I'm looking through this cookbook, I'm like, oh my God, I missed out on so many good foods. So this one's $29.47 right now, 16% off. We begin with the pantry, basic recipes, so just staple foundational things. And then we build on it with shareable bites, everyday eats, low and slow, sweet treats. Yes. And then we have pickles and sauces and drinks. Very, very awesome photos throughout this cookbook. I love learning the history too about our author and the different ingredients being used as well. Some of these I have not used before, like ackee, which is a fruit which traveled from Africa to the Caribbean. There's a lot of history. I mean, there's so much food history in this cookbook in particular, but in general. And I recommend actually reading a little bit about all of these basic ingredients that you will be using. Some of these are not readily available. Like in the Pacific Northwest, we don't have a lot of like tropical things. Like, I don't know, it's really hard for me to even find dragon fruit half the time. So it's not available to everybody, but if you go to your specialty grocery stores or different markets, I like to go to some of my Mexican markets to find some ingredients. But yeah, just so that you're aware, not all of these ingredients are going to be readily available for everybody. Even in Seattle, I struggle trying to find some of the stuff here. It just depends on each region. All right, so we have basics. So these are our fundamentals. You can make your own Caribbean curry powder, and you can make your own green seasoning. So they do give you some fundamentals here. So you don't actually have to buy it from the store, which is really nice. And then let's go to shareable bites. I'm so excited. I love the table setting. I just want a big feast. Here we have aloo pies. Here we have the ingredients all listed, and then on the very top in bold is just a description of the dish, where it comes from, if the author made any altercations, or if it's like, or not altercations, alterations to the dish, or if it's a fusion sort of dish. And then here on the bottom, we have the directions. Very easy. It's all numbered, so you know exactly where you're at. Here we have saltfish fritters. It looks so tasty. Everything looks very vibrant and fun. This is a peppered shrimp. And then we have crispy okra and corn fritters. I'm so jealous. I had breakfast. What is happening? So we have a vegetarian section. Everything is, there's the big chapters and sub chapters. So vegetarian, and then there's poultry, and then there's beef. So first we start with our vegetarian section. Coconut dal here looks amazing. Like I'm not a huge fan of, dal. It's different. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Indian dal. Different. Stewed peas with spinners. Yum. Here is a baigan choka with coconut tune. So it's actually roasted eggplant and coconut polenta. I apologize if I totally butchered that. And this sounds good too. Roasted plantains with chili, peanut, lime, salsa, and feta. I mean, this looks so amazing. Okay, we also have a plantain and pumpkin curry. I need to make a lot of these. I'm waiting for my time. Here we have ceviche. This is our fish section. It looks like you can make your own saltfish, which is helpful because you can't always buy this stuff. Saltfish sauce and bakes. Next is saltfish and ackee. That looks really tasty. Oh, man, so hungry. Then we go on to our meat section. We have here, I'll do one, Conrad's chicken curry. That looks awesome. This serves 6 people. There's so many things I'm going to make out of this. Here we have a curry goat dish that looks amazing. I'm not even sure what this giant, it looks like a crab claw to be, but I don't think it is. Trini doubles. And then let me flip forward a little bit more. We have pepper pot soup with spinners. I think I've had pepper pot before, and it was very, very good. We have our author and a ton of photos with her setting up the table for her family. It's really, really cool. Corn creme brulee with guava. So we're in a dessert section right now. That looks amazing. This is a pavlova with passion fruit curd and whipped mascarpone. Yum. And then we have some drinks as well and pickles. So here's a green papaya pickle. You can pickle anything. Haitian pickles. And then you can make your own hot sauce. Let's see if I can find, here we go. Bajan hot pepper sauce, which I'm excited to make. More scenes from the Caribbean. It's so beautiful. And then here we have some drinks. This is a tepache. And that looks awesome. Making your own fermented fruit, I think. And here we have a hibiscus syrup that you can use in other drinks. So this is a really cool cookbook. I can't wait to cook out of it. I'm going to start cooking out of it next week. Actually, I plan my weeks out pretty heavily for my food just because I have to. I'm trying to save money. So I'm going to start doing more of this, and I might actually film parts of it so that you guys can see how everything is laid out and also see the mistakes I make. So check out Code Noir. It's a great, great cookbook. All right, so the next cookbook that is on my list today, I'm going to go through it super fast. This one is Baked to Perfection. I made lemon bars this weekend using this book. I lost one. Anyway, so here, this is a award-winning gluten-free baking cookbook. I highly recommend this cookbook if you do have if you want to learn how to bake anything gluten-free. The very beginning is incredibly comprehensive. It talks about the different tools and the different ingredients and how to find replacements. She uses psyllium husk for her binding agent. So it's really, really interesting. A very different approach to gluten-free baking. Katarina Surmelj is actually a scientist, so she knows her stuff. Here is the cookbook, though, and the recipes you'll find. I'm really pumped to try this vanilla raspberry Swiss roll. In fact, any Swiss roll, gluten-free, man. Cupcakes and muffins. You can make all of this gluten-free and it tastes very good. Talks about the science behind muffins, which is awesome. Delicious. I'm so excited. You see these little chocolate twirls in them? Or twills. Vanilla cupcake. Let's switch over to here. We have a carrot cake cupcake. I just saw a video of her making her carrot cake. Very easy. Apple pie muffins, delicious. Fudgy cocoa brownies. You can see not a ton of ingredients, but there's a lot of notes here in case you want to add some things, different flavor profiles. And we have our list of directions. Everything is weighed, so it's metric. This is probably the best way of doing baking anyway, but you know, not all of us have a scale. I totally get it. Peanut butter sandwich cookies, and we'll do a couple more. There are step-by-step photos with some basic things, and we do have savory recipes, including some bread. So cheese twists you can actually make. I made naan the other day, and it was perfect. So definitely, if you are interested in gluten-free baking and trying to like really nail it, Baked to Perfection is totally worth it. And I do recommend looking through all of the introduction fundamental bits of this cookbook so you can have a greater understanding of how gluten-free baking works. This is 28% off, $21.49. It's a pretty hefty cookbook, so definitely get that. All right, the next one I want to showcase is one I haven't looked at yet. So this will be really interesting. It's called Big Heart Little Stove. Cute. So this is by Erin French. And we've got some cool photos. I'm going to just flip through it super fast so you can kind of get the gist of this. It is 49% off right now. So 1957. It's pretty beautiful. I think there's a small rustic, maybe not rustic. I don't know. Let's look at it further. So we have a pretty hefty introduction. Here's our beginning. Nibbles and sips. We have soups, salads, sauces, sweets, sundaes, and signatures. Oh, there's so many S. Okay. A Cook's Necessities. She gives us a great pantry staple introduction, which is wonderful. In the beginning of each subchapter, it looks like she gives us all of the recipes that you'll find, plus the page numbers. I personally like that so I can plan things a little more. Here we have, whoa, this is fancy. Everyday oysters and, oh no, mignonette. I apologize. My French is not very good. So here's an introduction of each dish. It says, I call these everyday oysters because I like showing people that there's no such thing as fancy food. She's lying. But I appreciate the sentiment. Here we have a list of ingredients, which is really cool, and making things ahead of time, which is also helpful. So this is our list of instructions, how to shuck an oyster, and putting all of this together and assembling everything. That's pretty handy. All right, here we have a simple crudo with a twist. I mean, this looks very elegant to me, but after looking at the ingredients, I'm like, is it that hard? It doesn't seem like it. There's different kinds of crudo she's actually provided, which is really fun. What an interesting idea. All right, here we have a roasted allium dip. Yum. I like making my own dips personally. They always turn out better than the store. We have Graham's clam dip. I only say that, and then which is kind of a problem because when I buy the stuff at the store because I'm feeling really lazy one day, then it doesn't taste the same, and then I'm like, oh, dang it. Anyway, that's my problem. First world problem. Anyway, we have quick pickled vegetables 2 ways. So we have a classic pickled cucumber. And then she also has provided ginger pickled carrots and cauliflower. Very yummy. All right, so moving on. She doesn't have as many photos as I was hoping. We have slush pups. That's cute. That would be perfect for spring and summertime. Right now. Sorbet, a fancy, not so fancy palate cleanser. Interesting. That would be fun. You can have a little bit of sorbet in between, every single dish. Soups and stews is what this looks like. Asparagus and tarragon soup. I love green soups. I don't know why. Like, they're just so pretty. We have a fresh celery soup. This is a toasted coriander and orange soup. Let's move on a little further to, I believe these are salads. This is colorful, stunning. I don't even know what these are. They look like flowers, but wow, so cool. Summer squash rolls with herbed ricotta and toasted hazelnuts right here. I love that. That's a good idea. Honeyed beets with feta and toasted pistachios. Next, let's go further. Ooh, scallops. A skillet of scallops with cedar, chorizo, and lime. What? Cedar. Whoa, yum. That looks awesome. Wednesday night fish fry. That's classic right there. And let me share one more here. We have skillet cutlets with fennel pollen and mustard. So different. Cream puffs with salted caramel sauce. I'm not going to say no to that. That sounds delicious. Rosé panna cotta. So this does have, like, I don't know how else to say this, like a elegant farmhouse vibe to it. I don't know. It's just really cool. It's like rustic, but also it's pretty elegant and fancy. Chocolate coins with candied ginger, almonds, and rose. Dang. And we have a fig and ginger scone with salted honey butter. So lots of really cool things in here. So this is Big Heart Little Stove. I'm losing my voice already. This is by Erin French. Really elegant, stunning cookbook. I'm excited to look through this more, which you can actually find us do on our YouTube channel at Cookbook Diva. So make sure to tune in over there. And make sure to subscribe and to follow us on all of our socials. You can find that over here. And if you are already on our socials, you can join us on our Amazon Live channel where you can see a big carousel of all of the stuff we are showcasing. Sorry, I know this is not appropriate for cookbooks, but it's my Watchman mug and I have to drink tea. All right, so the next cookbook I want to talk about is another Mediterranean cookbook that looks really, really interesting. I haven't gone through it in detail. This is called Zenia. I hope I said that correctly. So it's Mediterranean dishes from Greece, Turkey, and Lebanon specifically. I love this cover. It's really pretty. And this is 38% off, $27.99. This is a heavy cookbook. I know it doesn't seem like it would be, but it actually is. It's dense. So, oh my God, look at that. I want to go here. That's beautiful. Okay, so here, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm already loving this. Here we have the fundamentals and flavors, spreads, sauces, and cheese. We have salad, soups, breads, rice and beans, grains, vegetables, seafood, meats, etc. Family and fire, sweets, tea, and coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited. This is crazy. Like some of these ingredients, I don't even know what that is. They look like jelly beans to me, but I know they're not. So I'm excited. I'm learning a lot. So we get information about the region, Lebanon, Turkey, and Greece, but also the author, their life. Oh my gosh, it's really stunning, the introduction. I highly recommend looking through it. Let's actually go through the dishes. Wow. So you can make your own spices and your own condiments and your own pickling, which is really helpful because sometimes we can't find these things at our local grocery store just pre-made. So I like that they've done that. It looks like they've used all of the space in the cookbook, which is also really nice. So, and the labels are huge. So I'm really glad we got these big titles. We got this big break here that's like, hey, we're moving on from a description of the dish to the dish itself. I personally enjoy that a lot. So something I'm not necessarily a huge fan of is, here's our list of ingredients. It's one big paragraph. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure I can get over it, but that's my only qualm with this cookbook so far. Everything else is phenomenal. Spread, sauces, and cheese. Let's look at it. Here we have hummus. The hummus, different varieties, how to make it. I'm so excited to try their version. We have a butternut hummus. Oh man, that sounds amazing, right? Spiced lamb, so another classic. Let's move forward from the hummuses because most of us probably have our own favorites. Roasted red pepper and feta spread. I'm excited. That looks phenomenal too. Harissa, you can make your own harissa paste, which is really helpful because I know I personally, like when I'm thinking about it, I don't really know where I'd buy it. So I'm glad I can actually make it. We can make our own sauces, which is great. So we can build on all of these things so we can have a lot of these mains, soups, salads, etc. Beautiful food photography. I mean, these are massive photos. So cool. And they're showcasing all of the ingredients so well. Olive, walnut, and tomato salad. It's just so beautiful. I mean, here's something I'm noticing. It says chef move. It says to pit the olives. First, place them on a flat work surface, cut all the way around the outside of the olive lengthwise with a sharp knife. Be sure to insert the knife all the way to the pit, then using the flat side of a larger kitchen knife, press down on the olive until you feel the pit touching the work surface. I like this because there's a lot of little tips and tricks in here that would make cooking a lot easier. So that's really handy. We have a citrus and olive salad. Beautiful. That looks awesome. Tomato and trahana soup. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think we're now in breads. I probably flipped a little too far, but that's okay. We have one dough, 3 ways. So zatar pide, I cannot remember how to pronounce that. This is something I would love to make. More of those. Delicious. We have phyllo dough, lamb, kleftico, which amazing. That looks awesome. Here we have a saffron pilaf, falafel. This cookbook is amazing. Like, just the photos are so clear and crisp and clean. I don't know. I'm really digging it. Greek style omeletta. I should make this. This is really easy actually to do. Turkish tomato and egg scramble. Wow. Moving forward a little bit more, we have an okra and tomato stew. Grilled asparagus with smoked labneh. Delicious. Moving on to some more meat dishes. We have a buttery shrimp with dill. Wow. Yum. Seared scallops with tzatziki. I made tzatziki the other day, and I'm so excited to have lunch today because I've been trying really hard not to eat it until today. So excited. Chicken durum. Beautiful. My light is going crazy, so I'm sorry if you can't. I'm hoping this doesn't wash out the photos. We have a pastrima with apricots. Oh my gosh. And then we have here a kibbeh naya, which is a chopped beef salad. So different variations here, different recipes. step-by-step photos for some more difficult dishes. Like this one looks insanely tough. They're like tiny raviolis. I've never seen that before. So this is actually called savory dumplings in a yogurt sauce. They are tiny, tiny dumplings. So if you have time on the weekend, that would be one of those things to make. If I was feeling really excited, like I'm really wanting to cook, that's something I would totally make. Beautiful. And I'll go to some desserts here. Slow roasted pastrima style ribeyes. Okay, let's go to some desserts and drinks because we're running out of time. Olive oil cake. Beautiful. We also have a walnut delight and the drinks. I gotta look at some of those. We have a Minoan sour and a mastiha and tonic. That looks very beautiful, refreshing, great for summertime. Beautiful. So if you're looking for another Mediterranean book that is more in like the regions of Lebanon, Turkey, and Greece, this is a really cool cookbook. I can't wait to cook out of this. So this is Zenia. I'm so pumped about it. It looks awesome. All right. So the next cookbook I want to share with you is Tiffy Cooks. I actually follow her on TikTok. She is a lot of fun. I have a hair in my mouth. I hate that. Having cats is tough. All right. So here we have Tiffy Cooks. 88 Asian recipes from my family to yours. Tiffy Chen is hysterical on her TikTok channel. And she's got some very simple, awesome dishes that I've used numerous times. So here we start with quick and easy, family style, made in bulk, desserts and drinks. And then she has sub chapters throughout. Super easy. My story, so cute. More about Tiffy. I love it. All right, let's look. We have a Taiwanese breakfast sandwich. Yum. This is 32% off, so $20.50 today, by the way. Oh, I already skipped over some. We have a Taiwanese a savory egg crepe. That looks fantastic. And then one more of these. Oh, this is breakfast. These chapters go by so fast. Here we have different fried rice, buttery seafood fried rice, and a creamy baked mushroom rice. So something to note, here's our instructions, here's our ingredients, super simple, and where this dish comes from, what region, if this is a creation all of her own. Hot and sour soup, that's one of my favorites. Spicy chicken salad, beautiful. All right, we have some entrees here. Mushroom and chicken sizzling plate. Wow. Taiwanese XXL fried chicken. Those are pretty large, like holy moly. Moving on, we have braised Taiwanese yoki eggs, which honestly, these are really good. I've had them. They are bomb. You can just put them on rice and have it for breakfast in the morning. It's pretty amazing. Braised 5-spice beef. This is a daikon cake, which looks really good. Next up, we have a traditional Taiwanese sticky rice. Beautiful. 3-cup chicken. So tasty. So, by the way, the measurements are all in US, and I think some parts are in metric. Like if you have to measure out some of the baking bits, they are done in metric. So you might need a scale. So we have steamed garlic prawns with vermicelli noodles. Clear beef broth noodle soup. We also have a braised sticky pork belly. I feel like I've seen her make this in her pressure cooker or air fryer, sorry. We also have steamed scallion buns, are also called flour rolls. This looks so pretty. I wished I had a steamer. I'm going to have to get one because there's so many different dumplings that I can make. Vegetable buns. You can even make your own. She has step-by-step photos on how she actually does everything. So here's different wontons for wonton noodle soup. And I'm so jealous. It looks so good. This is Taiwanese savory rice balls. I might have to make some of these like soon. Step-by-step photos again on how to do this. and different desserts. Oh, yes, desserts. Here we have a refreshing green bean soup. What? Is this a dessert? Okay. It is a popular dessert in Chinese medicine. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to have to check this one out. That's so interesting. Easy red bean soup with mochi balls. I love red beans, so I'm okay with this. Yum. Almond cookies. We also have brown sugar milk tea with homemade boba pearls, which is really cool. You can save money and learn how to make your own bubble tea. Brown sugar ginger tea. And then lastly, we have, I want to try it. There's some pickling and some things on the very back. I see something cool here, though. Hand-cut noodles. So you can actually make your own noodles, which would be really, really fun to do. So this is Tiffy Cooks by Tiffy Chen. I highly recommend it if you love Asian food and you want to learn how to do it yourself. All right, next cookbook on my list today. Let me show you BBs Kitchen. This is a cookbook I've had for a while and I've cooked out of it. So this is a really awesome, fun cookbook. Lots of cool stuff to learn here. Everything is divided into different countries of Africa and there's different recipes. Africa has so many amazing, unique dishes here and ingredients. And I love the dishes that I've personally made. So I'll share those with you. This is a mashed limas with onions, tomatoes, and chilies. You'll see, where did it go? Here, this is from Eritrea on the very top. And we have a small description of each dish, the directions, and our list of ingredients over there. Pretty simple, easy to follow, but we get to learn about all of the different people who have contributed to this cookbook, all of their recipes, where they're from, and their stories, which is really, really, really amazing. I just love this. It's a very touching cookbook. So this one's actually $6.99. Which is crazy. This is a ton of stories and recipes. Granted, this did come out, I think, 3 or 4 years ago now. So here, I'll show you some more recipes. Oh, goodness. Somali beef stew. Delicious. These are Somali spiced tea with milk. Another really awesome, like, wintry, feel-good dish. We have all of our different authors and chefs here and their stories, their lives, how they cook, some of their favorite things to cook. This is a mukimo with onions and greens. You can see that over here. I haven't made this one yet, but it sounds really tasty. I keep forgetting there's like only so many food photos in here. This is a crispy coconut dumpling in cardamom syrup. So hungry. A piri-piri sauce that you can put on really anything you want to, but you can use the piri-piri sauce here for other dishes. So like these plantains with coconut and prawns, that sort of thing. But here we have, I just saw something here, a balu polana, a wonderful cake. Moving forward, where are some of the dishes that I've made? I don't know why I can't find them. I'm having a hard time finding the things that I've made in here. Sorry for the delay. I feel like, oh, here. Sweet and sour braised lamb with tamarind. Delicious. So, so good and really easy to follow. We also have a few other dishes I've made. Honestly, like I've made in a day, because I think I made, was it this one, the rice pilaf? I might have made a variation of one of the rice pilafs here. And it was so easy to throw together. Greens with tomatoes. Here we go. I feel like here we go. Pasta sauce with beef. I just really recommend this cookbook because there's a lot of really good dishes. Oh, here we go. Chicken stew with yogurt and coconut I've made. This is very, very good. Super easy. I also made one of the rices to go with it. Stewed chicken legs with berber and eggs. So if you're looking for an African cookbook, this one I think is really great. It showcases a lot of the different recipes from different regions, which is even better because every region is so distinct. So this is in BBs Kitchen. It's only $6.99, so it's totally worth it. There's a ton of recipes and great stories in here. All right. The next cookbook I want to showcase today, my hands are so cold, is we have That Noodle Life. I haven't shown this one in a while, and it's a really fun one. If you love noodles in any form, this is definitely a must-have on your list. It's 25% off, $22.63. So here's what this one actually looks like. We have Asian noodles, Italian noodles. We have different variations on noodles, new noodles like taco lasagna, I think was one of them. Different ways of making your own bowls of noodles. So let's look at this together. How each noodle looks and what the flavor profile is, because every noodle is different. Every noodle is special. We have cozy nudes for cozy moods. Really savory Sunday sauce, slow braised sugo with tagliatelle. Yum. We have our list of ingredients right here, directions and serving size make aheads, which is really handy if you've got a really busy life and you want to take everything and do everything in parts. Festival yakisoba with bacon and Brussels sprouts. Delicious. Who doesn't love bacon? We have Better Than Takeout, fried Shanghai noodles with pork belly and kale. So good. Throughout this book, you'll see different tips as well. So if you want to do things a little quicker, or if you're learning new cooking techniques, these tips are super helpful. So definitely read through those. We have a FOMO, which is a French onion mac and cheese recipe. Super spaghetti and meatballs, spaghetti and roasted garlic fennel meatballs. I would love to make some meatballs. So this one, $22.63, by the way. All right, we have secret ingredient noodles, which is garlic butter bucatini with oyster sauce. A very different flavor profile. Yum. Skinny vermicelli, tomato, lime, shrimp, cold noodle salad. So there's even salads in here. Spicy sesame chili oil noodles. This one's super easy to throw together. I've made this one numerous times and I've made alterations and it's quite easy. Cook. I don't want to do much. Let's do some spicy chili oil noodles. Soup up your nudes. Different kinds of noodle soups. So we have our ramen. There's the, it says instant noodle Alfredo, which is right here. You can do a protein overload with Spam, spicy, different ramens. This one's a lazy XO noodle. So tons of different flavors you can have in your ramen, which is really fun. So if you love ramen, which honestly I do, I buy ramen all the time, but you can make them different kinds of flavor profiles. Okay, surf and turf, bone marrow and squid mafalda. I wish I had fun noodle shapes. That's like my dream. We have noodle fun for everyone. This is such a fun cookbook. I love it. So this is, let's talk about noodles. Oven roasted Yucatan al pastor noodles. Totally different, very unique flavor profiles. Bucatini con lissard, which is canned fish, can taste this good too. This is a bun cha, charred pork meatballs with vermicelli noodles. Oh, yum. So good. I'm going to have to make this one. Super noodles to the rescue. You can make pho, but there's also the cult classic, which is super savory Taiwanese beef noodle stew. Honestly, I prefer this over pho sometimes, especially during wintertime. Oh, so comforting. Here we have different kinds of ingredients you can put in your noodle soups. King of noodles. Oh, this looks awesome. Laksa, the other noodle soup you never knew you loved. I'm gonna have to make this. I haven't done it yet. All right. We also have shrimp and pork wontons. So wonton noodle soup. Eggplant, your face in this. It's an eggplant lasagna, which is great. Kale and mushroom lasagna. There are some vegetarian dishes in here. Living your best noodle life. So, noodles all the time, forever. This is pork, the one you love, cracked black pepper and pork belly, fusilli bucati noodles. Bucati noodles. Yum. Here we get to learn about the different components of noodles, things you can add, how to order ramen in Japan. We have porchetta unrolled, really crispy porchetta with ziti. And here we have, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, smoky cumin lamb with bang bang noodles. Yum. Oh, so good. This is a really awesome cookbook if you love noodles. It's that noodle life. I'm in love with noodles personally, so this is like a must-have in my list. And I've cooked a couple of recipes in here, and they are quite tasty. All right, the next one I want to share with you today is Familia. I love Familia. It's a really good Mexican cookbook. This is 37% off, $22 today. It is really, really nice. I love the food photography. The recipes are super approachable. And of course, the drinks are awesome in here. These are awesome recipes. I, in fact, I'm trying to make the chilaquiles from here this weekend. It's kind of going to be, I'm looking forward to it. Here's our table of contents as I hit my face with it. Salads, traditional flavors, dinners, sides, drinks, desserts, salsas, etc. So good forward. We have a ton of accolades for this cookbook. It's just really great. Here we go. Appetizers. I kind of like the side now. I used to not. So we have the halibut ceviche verde. Yum. Love verde, or sorry, ceviche, but I've never really made it, especially with halibut. So I'm excited to try this one out during summertime. We have tacos de Jamaica. Yum. A really good introduction here. And then we have our list of ingredients, all in US measurements. And then here is our list of directions. This is a cocktail de camarón, which is not, I think I might have had it at the wrong place, but making it at home would make a world of difference. Roasted beet salad with matcha pecans. Delicious. Next up, we have a Mex Italian dressing. So you can actually make your own you can make your own dressings here. Tacos al pastor. I really need to make this. It looks so wonderful. Chipotle chilaquiles, which is exactly what I need. And this is the recipe I am so excited to actually make over the weekend because it's so good. Tacos gobernador. Oh, I can never say this correctly. Gobernador. That's not correct. Oh, wow, that is horrible. Okay. Here we go. Let's move on to our next thing. Game changers. We have burritos de machaca. Yum. I wish I could have burritos. Delicious. Some fusion dishes here. So that's something cool too that is in this cookbook, Familia, is that there are fusion dishes and traditional dishes simultaneously. Barilla queso tacos, which is one of my favorites. I haven't tried hers yet, so I'm excited to try this particular recipe. All right, so we have a whipped queso fresco down here. Creamy chipotle spaghetti with cilantro parmesan croutons. Wow, that looks phenomenal. Cabbage slaw. This is El Perfect ribeye. Yum. Tia Laura's tuna stuffed Anaheim chiles. This looks really yummy too. Everything in this cookbook is very good and really approachable, to be perfectly honest. I've made a few recipes in here, and I personally really enjoy them. I love the different flavors in here. They're just out of this world, phenomenal. And the mixed, like, fusion dishes are awesome. The Mex Italian dressing is very tasty. So check this one out if you're looking for a Mexican style cookbook. This is fantastic. I'm really happy this one's on my bookshelf personally. And then the last cookbook I'm going to showcase to you guys today is the unofficial Studio Ghibli cookbook. It's so cute and sparkly. If you like Studio Ghibli, this would be a really, really good gift for yourself or for a loved one. And even though it's unofficial, I love Theobald Villanova does a lot of different geeky cookbooks, and they do a really good job. This is 34% off, $22.97. Let me showcase what this looks like. So we have a ton of different recipes from bakes, breakfast, lunch, salads, dinners, and they all come from the Ghibli movies, or Ghibli. Sorry, it is Ghibli. It's not Ghibli. I always mix that up because I've been saying it incorrectly for way too long. So here we go. This is Satsuki's Bento, onion sobas. We have the reason why I like this one the most is because it does divide all the recipes up by every movie, which would be fun if you did do movie nights, like a Ghibli movie night. So here we have Earwig and the Witch, My Neighbor, the Yamadas. Just so many here. Poco Rosso. So let's look at this together. Porco Rosso, we have the Ancestor Spaghetti al Ragu. Here is how everything is kind of laid out. Huge photo. Ingredients are listed right here. And our list of directions, which are numbered, which is helpful because I know there's two sides to this. And it does give us like how easy or difficult this would be, how much it serves, and a small description of this dish. Beautiful photo here. This is from The Wind Rises. This is a mackerel from Sugiya restaurant. This is a traditional mackerel with miso and white rice. Very beautiful. These are actual photos too. Sometimes I keep thinking these are illustrations, but they're not. This is from Pompoko, which I haven't seen. This is a Japanese style hamburger. From up on Poppy Hill, Umi's Bento, super cute. Let's move on. Adventures of Today. So these are still different movies. My Neighbors, the Yamadas. There are desserts mixed in with this cookbook as well. Here is Earwig and the Witch, Shepherd's Pie from the Orphanage. Super cute. Let's see if I can find one from Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo. Okay, so here, of course, everybody has to have Calcifer's breakfast because Calcifer's breakfast is the breakfast of kings. Super easy recipe to make, but that's one from Howl's Moving Castle. Ponyo, of course, the ham sandwiches. Bringing all of the Ghibli and Miyazaki movies, the food to life is fantastic because I don't know about you, but whenever I see it, I'm just like, why can't I have food that looks that beautiful? We have Kiki's Delivery Service. So this is Madam's Pie, which looks like this. Very beautiful. A little difficult, but awesome anyway. The only meal in Princess Mononoke is this. It's a okayu of Bonsai Jikibo, which is rice, chicken, and fresh herb soup. That was the only dish in any Miyazaki movie that was kind of like, eh. So I don't know if I would try it, actually. I would try it. Here we have Spirited Away, the Bathhouse steamed bread. Delicious. And we also have Tea Time with this Zeniba, the cake. So this is a cool cookbook too. If you're looking for one that's a Studio Ghibli one, I highly recommend this one. There's a ton of different ones out there. I just prefer this one the most. It has the more recipes that are actually drawn from the movies and not just kind of made up or inspirations of the Ghibli movies. So that's why I kind of prefer this one. All right, y'all. So that actually wraps up this particular live stream. If you do have any questions, though, please make sure to comment because we have a minute left before we're going to end today. If there are any cookbooks that you are interested, make sure to give me a comment and let me know. Or if you're like, hey, here's a cookbook that I really, really would love to see, I would also love to hear about it because we do videos of different cookbooks over on our YouTube channel. Speaking of that, make sure to follow, subscribe, to like, and to let us know what cookbooks you do enjoy and what ones you want to see in the future. And we hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. It's actually getting, you've probably been witnessing this, but the sun keeps trying to come out today. Yes, so stay tuned for all of those things. Follow us on our socials at Cookbook Divas, and let us know what cookbooks you enjoy. And we will see you in the next live stream. Thank you again for watching this particular live stream.